let's start with Pike is not a Democrat. You
That's
want to start with this one?
that sounds like a good place to start. Really, you see this often in municipal elections where there's a saying that says potholes don't have politics. And because local government is trying to solve problems. And so often you see this where sometimes people in the same party will run against each other. And so Pike is a Republican. He's been a Republican for a long time. He's been accused of not being and being a Democrat. And that comes from him having bipartisan support. And just because someone has bipartisan support, there are Democrats backing him. He has gotten support from the conservation voters for Idaho, but that doesn't mean that he has not been a card carrying Republican for decades.
Right. And one of I heard Robert Kennedy's podcast on Rogan a few months back. Really, really awesome podcast. But it used to be that if you had somebody who had a position that appealed to both sides of the aisle, that person was like a champion of the people. It's like what he's saying makes sense to Republicans. What he's saying makes sense to Democrats. And it now appears to be like a liability. If you're not so hardcore Republican that no Democrat can stomach you, then that's like a notch against you.
That's true. And I think that it plays out on both sides too. There are Democrats who will say, oh, I don't want to support this person because this person is backed by Republicans. And it's because our country has just become really politically divided and splintered into these separate camps that can't quite see eye to eye. But what disrupts that is that in municipal government, you still got to get the trash taken out. You still have to plow the roads when there's snow outside. You still have to make sure there's parks and there's walking trails and people are safe and have the police come to their house, all of these things. And that's why it creates this interesting dynamic where it doesn't quite fit into these like partisan boxes. And that's really what we're seeing in this election is two Republicans who've been active in local government for a really long time. Jason Pierce has been around the city of Eagle for many years. Pike was in local government here and in California. These are people that are in the same party. They have different views on local government because local government isn't necessarily always gonna cut that way.
Right. And again, there are Democrats in Eagle, and the Democrats have to, if they are going to a vote, they have to vote between two Republicans, and they want the Republican, they want the mayor that they feel will hit the issues that are important to them. I want the trash taken out, right? And there was a big thing about Hardin versus Republican, whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's like, they want trash service, they want police service, they want clean parks, they want, the budget to go to the right thing. So it is really unfortunate that it has become this, if anyone that's a Democrat supports you, you must be a terrible person, when it used to be that was a great thing. But again, to be clear, Pike is a Republican. He has been for a very long time. There are definitely, I don't know if it's mailers or door knockers or people, but I've heard that people are getting very concerned because they're like, well, I don't know, because Pike is like a Democrat. It's like, no, he's not a Democrat. Like, just full stop.